Morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Scrapyard Rescue. Today, it's supposed to get pretty warm this afternoon here. Get up to around 60 degrees. So I want to get some painting on some of this stuff done here. I want to get the front bumper finished and the splash guard that goes on it. I'm going to get this stuff moved out over into the sun so it'll start warming, heating the metal up a little bit. So later, I'm not going to paint it until later on this afternoon. Probably at least till noon, so it warms up pretty good and I don't get a bunch of runs in the paint and stuff. So I'm going to move this stuff over in the sun, get it set up, get the paint out of the shop there and brought in the house, and get that warmed up, and just get some stuff, get some stuff going here to, figure out what I'm going to do for the day. That ought to work pretty good. Going to use what I use for paint, and I've had pretty good luck with this. There's a lot of channels out there doing the Rust-Oleum stuff. This is Canyon Black Satin. I really like this color. It's what I got the whole front of the car over there painted with. It gives a really nice finish. I really like it. I don't like the flat black so much because for some reason it seems to hold and collect dirt. It always looks dirty, and you can't really wipe it down and get it clean. At least with this you can wipe the stuff down and clean it up and it looks nice. And I don't like high gloss on it. I don't know, I just don't like high gloss paint. So I'm going to get this out. I'll get it sitting out here in the sun. The back bumper, I'll probably paint the back bumper this week sometime, but I'm not in a hurry on it because I can't put it back on. I got a lot of stuff to do on the back of the car yet. We got to do the welding. I got to get the gas tank put in. I got to get the back body that I showed yesterday on the video. I got to get that finished and get it painted, and there's no point in putting the back bumper on and then taking a chance that it gets messed up, crawling in and out and welding and painting and doing stuff. It's bound to happen. It'll get scratched and then I got to redo it. So I'm just going to leave that for a while. We'll get that soaking in the sun. We'll get these soaking in the sun here. Get them warmed up. Something must have hit this. Oh, yeah, I know what had happened. Those stupid license plates I had laying over there on that little container. There's a couple of them I haven't got screwed up on the wall yet. And in one of our windstorms, that freaking license plate flew off the thing here and of course hit the bumper way over here. It just how stuff goes here, I'm pretty sure my land here is cursed. There's talk, there really seriously is talk that this used to be part of the Indian reservation out here, and then they sold it to the county and a bunch of stuff went back and forth, and nobody was happy. And supposedly the Indians cursed all this land, and sometimes I really believe it, because this is the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time. Someday I hope I'll win the lotto or something, and I can build a nice garage, or I don't know, maybe just burn the whole place down and go move somewhere else where there's a big garage. But anyways, I want to get you over and show you the finish on that corner fender I did yesterday. It actually turned out like wonderful. It's beautiful. I'm gonna get you over there and we'll take a look at that. Okay, you can see this fender that I was working on yesterday. Look how nice that looks. There's a little spot down at the bottom I didn't quite get sanded out good, but when the bumper gets on there, that's not going to be noticeable. But I finished that up, and I painted this lower from that trim line there down. I painted yesterday, and I really like it. Looks good. But over here on this other side, that I still got to get. Over here, that turned out like crap. So I got to resand that all down. My problem is I got to get a new head for my orbital sander, because it doesn't hold the paper on anymore. It just, as soon as you turn it on, it just flies off. So I got to get some new head so I can use that orbital. The one I sanded this down with spins too fast, and you can't really control it. So I got to work on that too a little bit. And I did decide to do that little dent up there. I'm going to go ahead and clean the paint off of that and put some body filler in there. And that one, now that I pointed it out, it's just my eyeball sticks to it all the time, and it's starting to bug me. Okay, another thing I want to do today is I want to try to get this thing so it'll crank with the key on the inside. I can't put the neutral safety switch back on the car because I had to get an aftermarket shift linkage to adapt my 64 transmission into the 65. The shift linkage are different. I'm not sure if it's because of the year and they changed things, because they did change from 64 to 65. The engines are different, transmissions are different. There's still a 289 and a C4 transmission, but this is a 5-bolt where that one's the 6-bolt, and it just messed everything up. And the shift rod down didn't fit the linkage on here, so on this C4 transmission on this one. So I had to break it off. Well, I can't get the neutral safety switch to work. Somebody told me on one of the forums that all I needed to do was jump the 2 wires together on the harness in there, and it should fire from the key. So I'm going to see if that works today. Either that, or I got something that's not wired into the ignition right. I don't have the wire in the right spot that, where it cranks and stuff. So I'm going to fiddle around with that today. I don't know, I might tape off some of this and maybe paint the cowl up there. I might get that painted today too. And I am going to paint the other hood. I'm going to bring that over and start working. Well, it just needs to be sprayed. But I decided that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to spray the other hood, put that on this car, take this hood, put it on my other Fairlane, and take the hood on the other Fairlane that's got the hood scoop on it, and just put that off to the side, and just go with the, I'm kind of tired of the hood scoop. The car's starting to look too nice, and it's not hot roddy anymore. You know what I mean? The air scoop, I kind of like it, but I think it's a time for a change. So I'll just have an extra hood. If I want to put it back on, I can just put it back on. It's pretty easy. So I'm going to get monkeying around with that, and we'll just go from there. Okay guys, I've been trying to do a little bit of painting, but it's getting too windy already. I got the cowl painted on the car, and I got the top of the driver's side door I needed to repaint, and a little bit back on the back fender I did, and it's pretty good. I'm just gonna leave that. I gotta finish that side over there. Not gonna do that today either because I gotta get that part for my sander. So I'm gonna just shoot this deflector, whatever they call this, a bumper thing that goes on the front there, up under the bumper. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a coat of paint on that before it just gets too, ridiculous with the wind, and the dust will start flying here pretty soon. So I don't want to have to keep doing everything. I decided not to paint the hood because it's just too windy, and trying to paint it with these cans, I'd end up painting it 20 times before I ever got it done right. I got to get the cans that have the nozzle you can turn to a fan. I know those nozzles aren't really good. I've gone through some of them before, and a lot of times you can only get about half the paint out of the can, and you got to throw the can away because the nozzle's no good. I went back to these single nozzles, but for a big surface like that, it's really hard to get an even coat on anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and try get one of those turbo cans or one of them adjustable ones, and I'll work on that. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the coat of paint. It's small enough, I think I can get it covered without it starting to dry and look crappy. I better move this. I did do that rear fender finisher. This turned out really nice, so I'll get this out of the way before I get it all speckled with black paint. Okay, let's see what happens. I don't know about you guys, but I always get a cramp in my hand when I'm trying to spray this stuff. Well, that looks pretty good. We're just going to leave that for now. Let's see what it looks like tomorrow. And maybe I can get it bolted back up over there and get that part done anyway. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I'm going to try to do more shorter videos, hopefully a couple a week, you know, at least one a week, maybe 2 or 3 a week. I got people saying maybe I should try to do little short videos every day to try to help build my audience up. So anyways, with that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, if you watched the video I put out yesterday, there's a link there to get some free merchandise from me. So go ahead and look back at that video, and it tells you what you got to do to get the free merch. It's nothing big. Don't, you know, I'm not sending tool kits out and stuff like that. But just go ahead and watch that video and let me know if you want the merch or not, and we'll just go with that. So let's end this for today, and as always, fellas, thanks for watching.